Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Apothecary and welcome back to my channel. I am here to talk about The Diplomacy of the Knife by CM Caplan. This is book 2 in the Four of Mercies series. This book comes out today. I was fortunate enough to read an e-arc of this, and y'all, let me tell you, I loved this book. So this is fantasy, steampunk, grimdark. If you haven't read book 1, The Fall is All There Is, you should definitely read book 1 first before you read book 2, but you'll definitely want to read both books. My general thoughts about this book in particular is that I thought this book, for me personally, was a huge step up from book 1. I enjoyed book 1, but I had a lot of problems with book 1. This book is so much better. It felt like in this book, Caplan really found their stride and they really tightened up their writing in this. Spoiler-free summary of what this book is all about. Now, this is as much as I can feel comfortable telling without giving away spoilers. There will be some spoilers a little bit for book 1 because you can't talk about book 2 without talking about book 1. So if you haven't read book 1 yet and you don't want any spoilers at all, then stop watching now. Go read book 1, then come back because this is a spoiler-free review for book 2. But there will be a little bit of spoilers for book 1 here. So this book pretty much picks up where we left off with book 1. Patron Mercy had a rough time since he rode home on a cyborg horse. You heard that right, cyborg horses. He's lost a hand that's been replaced with a mess of steel and piano string. Broke his thyroid-powered sword. Yeah, you heard that one right too. And helped ignite a civil war that's engulfed the countryside. Now, I will say there is more in the Goodreads description, but I felt like it gave away some big spoilers in this book. So if you don't care about spoilers and you want to know more before you start reading, go look at the Goodreads description. That'll be linked in the description below. But that's as much as I felt comfortable giving away without giving away spoilers. Basically, Petra still doesn't know if and which of his siblings he can trust, or really anyone at home for that matter. I'm going to jump right into my call pile categories. Our characters, I thought these characters have really come a long way for me since book 1. There are still some things that annoy me and I really do not like or really distract me when I'm reading this, but for the most part, they are 100 times better than our characters in book 1. They feel more fleshed out and more developed in this. It felt like they were a little bit rushed in book 1, which is understandable. It's book 1. You're just trying to get everything down on the page. But these ones felt like Caplan really took their time in listening to the characters, developing them, and just flushing them out so they felt like real people. Atmosphere and setting was so well done. It was fantastic. I don't have much to say about that. It was just really, really great. I could see everything. I could feel it. I could smell it. I could hear it. It was just well done. And we had different atmospheres for different settings, which you all know I really love. Our writing style, so there's still some moments that felt off with the timing for me. Some felt too rushed, some felt too long, but overall, it felt like a huge improvement. And this book is so wild and so good. I can't wait for everyone to read it. Our plot felt like it was strong, effective, and steady the whole way through. We had some slight tangents, but not as big as we did in book 1. We still had that steady plot going through the whole book. Intrigue, I had to know everything that was going to happen at the end. I was so intrigued. I was on the edge of my seat. I couldn't wait to find out. Logic in relationships, now most of the time, it all made sense to me. There were a few moments where it felt like it was a little bit out of character, but for the most part, it made sense. And enjoyment. I loved this book and can't wait for our next book in this series. Now, our spice level. I am rating this at a full 5 spice level because although the sex scenes aren't throughout the whole book. When they're there, they are very much there. They are present. You cannot look past them. You cannot skip past go. And they're also, so they're very present when they're there, and they're also talked about throughout the book. So for me, those two factors brought it up to a 5 for the spice level for me. As always, if you want to see my full review for The Diplomacy of the Knife, you can find that on Goodreads, which will of course be linked down in the description below. Diplomacy of the Knife by CM Caplan is out now. Comes out today, so make sure you get your copy. If you were fortunate enough to read this, or you're watching this after it's come out and you got to read it, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this book? A, did you love it or did you not love it? And B, what did you think of it compared to book 1? Like I said, for me, it was a huge improvement. And I know at least one other person, Esme, thought so too. And she loved book 1 too. So I just want to know all your thoughts on this book. Let me know in the comments below. As always, keep reading, and I love y'all to moon back. Bye.